7 rounds to go in the National Rugby League, and boy, is it really starting to heat up in the race for the finals. Great to have you with us. Good evening, Paul Galvin.
G'day, Bruce.
Makeup lady's done a good job, or are you just put up okay after last Wednesday?
Fine, mate. Put up okay. My white skin does mark a little bit on the night, but thankfully the next day I was pretty good.
Right. Hardly touched him, he was telling me.
Oh. More on the boxing in just a moment. Nice to have you back, Gal. Cameron, good
Hello,
to see
Brace.
you too.
How are you?
I'm very good. Not as good as the top dog, though. Ooh. Banked another 2 on the weekend.
Yeah, another 2 points.
It's only early. Long way to go.
I love it. Rinse and repeat at the start of the show. Nice to see you, Gus.
James, how you doing?
I'm really good. I'd love to know what you learnt from the weekend that was.
What did I learn from the weekend? I've been saying for a long, long time that television sells rugby league, makes the game even greater than it is, particularly here, the great people at Channel 9. But I've long been an advocate that the sanctity and privacy of the dressing room should be for the players and coaches, not for television cameras. I think cameras should be banned from the dressing rooms, or at least be handheld cameras so they know the camera's there. I don't think this does Des, the game, or anyone else any good, and I don't think it's stuff for the public consumption. I'm dead set against it.
How do you think Desi would feel about it, knowing that it's gone viral?
I don't think Des would give 2 hoots, but I don't think it's a good look for him or anyone. I don't think that's just embarrassing for him, and I don't think it's fair that the public should get access to that.
All right, more fallout from that a little later on. Cam, moving to Sunday, what did you learn?
Well, it wasn't so much what I learned, Brace, it was what I was reminded of and how cruel the game of rugby league can be. And it was the Warriors v Knights. Look at this for an ending. Incredible. The Knights very brave. Adam O'Brien, the coach, came out and said, listen, we nearly had to forfeit. That's how many of our players were ill leading up to this match. But a charge down field goal attempt, and then Leka Halasima comes up with that effort there, a 30-minute effort to break the hearts of not only the players and the coaching staff, but the full house that was up there at Newcastle.
What about the speed of him? He had Bradman Best as a centre chasing him. He couldn't make up any ground on him. He's a great player.
Happy boy. More on that very soon. Gal, we'll get to what you learnt. But the fight itself, you're obviously happy with the result?
Yeah, definitely happy with the result. Happy it's all over. Because it's been a long time coming, as we know, and the fight is what it is. It happened, all over done with now. Sonny had a really good round 2, and thankfully he stopped fighting like that for some reason. But yeah, got the job done, which is all that matters, and yeah, it's all over now.
Mate, brutal. Quite the event, and I love that you're up there celebrating. Your big payday's not too far away, but one person front and centre of mind, the top dog.
He's my greatest sparring partner.
Let me tell you now, there's not a single person or a single thing anyone can say is going to motivate me more than I motivate myself. But every now and then I'm happy to say, up yours. Gus, up yours. Yeah, got him.
Look at that. So Gus comes out pre-fight, says you're going to end up with some sort of draw and get a rematch. So
then he said that there's no way in the world a shark can beat a dog. So he's back in Sonny Bill Williams. Yeah. Well, the shark beat the dog, and I had to have my little dip.
Actually, if he wasn't deducted a point by the referee, it would have been a draw.
He should have been disqualified. That's what should have happened. He held from round 1 to round 8, which you're not allowed to do in boxing. But anyway, it's all over and done now. I won. End of.
And you can thank him for the motivation.
So
as I said, it didn't motivate me, but up yours.
Do I invoice you for the support?
You didn't support me. You're against me.
I motivated you.
But I tell you what, the turnout. So I was lucky enough to be there to witness you in the win. But yeah, look at all the superstars you got on show. Enjoy them. Big man. Big man. He was my buddy for the night, the big man. Yeah. Jamin Seven in there. A lot of footy players.
Yeah, no, it was a good night.
Interesting characters
really
too, Gal.
Yeah, that's boxing for you. No, it was a good night.
We saw Jamin Seven there. I noticed there was a bit of a collab on the socials over the past week or so.
What was it?
Yeah, take a little squiz at this. Joe Bell's Cafe. It's your go-to, isn't it, Gus?
Yeah, he was working behind the bar. I don't know what this was all about. Just carried on. I said, give me a hot coffee. He went on like a good sort.
Oh, what? What's going on here?
It wasn't very impressive, I didn't.
The top dog death stare. Gotta love it. Hey, what about your mate Freddie over the weekend? He had back-to-back commentary box games. Which,
Bradley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he never does.
Yeah.
And wasn't he in his element?
Become a media superstar.
Yeah, well, just ask him, and there he is, just getting a little...
getting a massage.
What's Connor doing? Yeah, Connor's good with his elbows.
So that's what I learned from the weekend. Freddie has been graduated from the sideline up to the commentary box. And have a go at him getting pampered up there. But I'll tell you what, I do also have some evidence, some footage of someone who has been up in the commentary box pretty much their whole career. But they've taken it to another level. They're also getting pampered. Look at that. That's, what are you getting there? You got a hair wash? What's going on there?
This is a cover.
What about the
Look how relaxed you are with the legs crossed and everything.
I was in here. I'm watching the footy, see? I'm studying for the weekend.
What's happening?
Mary, our makeup artist, I was in early, so she decided she wanted to give me a facial because she said, you're old and ugly and we've got to try and spruce you up a little bit.
God bless Mary.
So they gave me a facial. I've never had a facial in my life.
What did you think?
I've had one massage in my life. I think it was in Thailand somewhere, but that was legitimate.
Is there such a thing?
Footballers get massaged every day now.
Not in Thailand.
Footballers get massaged every day.
Oh, there's a rabbit hole I didn't expect to go down.
We might not be on air next week.
That's great, Gus. Really.
What's up with Thailand?
Well, I want Mary to look after me like that. You're getting a 5-star
You
treatment.
don't need a facial, mate. You're not 67 years of age.
No, I'm catching you fast. That's great, Gus.
But I didn't know Mary was going to film it. That's not very nice.
Thailand.
All right.
All right, let's get back onto the footy.
Let's get going.
Yeah, I think we should. The Hunter was the scene for a scenario where it was most certainly up the wires, at the death, leaving it late to break Knights' hearts.
In Sunday afternoon footy on 9. Oh, chase is on. It's on.
Everything's going the Warriors' way.
Clever from the number 9.
This is a double movement. We have a decision.
That's been a try for 100.
I reckon they're just trying to help Green Atkins get back in favour of this crowd.
We're going to disagree on things, and that's okay.
Goes off hands and the Knights hit back. To Beresford's through. They bomb it, do they? Oh, that is the ultimate bombed effort. Marju holds on this time. Oh, passing off the ground there. And now the Knights lead.
Like Tony Gagai. Did he give us the eyes?
Marju surely this time.
They're flying, the Knights.
Got to hang tough here, the Knights.
Oh, by Munga! Levels the score. Scores. No, Cogger's going to have a crack. It's travelling. It's travelling. It's over. It's over.
1 point in front. Haven't had a win for a while.
Did not get hold of it.
Claiming that there's foul play on the kicker.
This is a penalty.
It's a shot at goal from Hastings, not square at marker. It's hooking.
Footy gods looked after it.
Now the shot is there to win it with a 2-point field goal. Can he get this one away? Charge down. It ricochets. Space here. Look at him go. Halasina. It's on. Footwork. Try saver. He's over. With momentum. Can you believe what you have just seen on Knights? Wide world of sports. He's put them to flee.
Is there a defibrillator here in Channel 9?
Oh, poor old Joey. I tell you what, poor old Tanner Boyd, it would have been a long flight home had the Wires not got up, but in the end, they did. Brilliant scene, cementing their spot in the 4. You couldn't ask us for a more dramatic finish than that, though.
I thought I'd seen everything in rugby league. I've never seen anything like that. That last 2 or 3 minutes of the game was incredible. Absolutely incredible. All the time from Newcastle kicking a field goal into the wind that went over the black dot by an inch and then having to defend it for a minute at the back end of the game. And that minute took about 5 minutes to play out with bunkers and kicks at goal and all sorts of things. And then extraordinary finish, absolutely extraordinary finish.
I thought it was a decent. I thought it was a good game of footy. Considering the Knights had issues all week with sickness and illness,
Yep.
they're talking about having to forfeit the game. I thought they really turned up, played really good. I think they blew it. They bombed 2 tries. One was an absolute just 2-on-1. I'm amazed in first grade in rugby league these days how many centres can't execute a 2-on-1. It happens
After
all
their
the
right
time.
side when he should have
Yeah,
gone
well, that one there, he's dropped that one there. This one here, he's a clean line break. I think he should have done better. Like, to do a 2-on-1 there, he should have done better to commit the fullback and make that bloke go over. But then, what's his next one? What's his one? 2-on-1, pass the ball. Pass the ball.
He's over the line.
Over the try line. I mean, that's 3 tries they're bombed.
This hurts.
Yeah, Newcastle totally blew it. And then then I thought the Warriors had blown it with that missed kick of goal. I mean, that was right in front, 30 metres out. You kick them every day of the week. And then obviously Hallie Asema, he's a freak of a player, this young kid. He's such a good player. He's got a really, really good future in the game. And I can't believe the amount of speed he showed. Smithy showed it for what he learned. He outpaced Bradman Best to the try line. I mean, that's a hell of an effort for a back rower. He's a great player.
The step with the skill, getting it done, as we're about to see, poor old Tanner. Tough last few minutes. Cam, from what you're seeing from the Warriors, they're in the 4.
Yep.
They'll likely finish there.
Yep.
But can they get the job done? And I'm talking about on the first Sunday in October.
Well, it's a big ask, isn't it? And you look at teams across the competition over the last sort of 10 years. They have what they do have is consistency throughout their season. This club, this footy side, they're starting to build that into their game. And I know they've had some significant injuries throughout this season. They're going to have to do it without their main man playing 7 now. But I think they're a chance. They've got a lot of strike young players in their team that don't mind throwing the footy around and chancing their arm a little bit. And in the big games, sometimes you need a little bit of that confidence just to throw something different at the opposition. And I think if they continue playing that tough style of footy where it's mostly off their game plan and play consistent, they've got a bit of X factor about them.
And then too, what else they complete well. Like some of the Warriors, you don't really associate as a high completion.
No, that's
rate.
right. Yeah.
And like you used to flicking balls at their backside. If it comes off, it comes off. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But they've actually got a whole lot more discipline in their game this year. When they do have a high completion rate, they are in the game for 80 minutes, which I think at the back end of the year, you've got to do that, Smithy.
Yep.
You've got to be disciplined within your game, and they are this year. I think their coach has done a fantastic job with them. Tanner Boyd's taken over as halfback. Last week, I reckon, was the best game I've ever seen him play in first grade. He had a couple of moments on the weekend he'd like to probably have back and execute better, but he's a good player.
They got it in them, Gus?
They certainly have. Everyone's got it in them in this competition. It's just who gets there, and that's the difficulty. Coming out of Origin and in this last sort of 7 or 8 weeks before the finals, teams will have a different approach about resting players, about the way they train, about the loads they give them at training, trying to peak and get ready for sort of the end of August, early into September. Others are walking a tightrope, don't get that luxury. Have got to play everyone every week. Have got to, keep themselves in the moment in that, and it's going to be a long road for them through to the end of September, early October. So form could go up and down a little bit for a month, and then it'll sort of settle into it through them. I think the Warriors. I've spoken to several playmakers in this competition. I often ask them, who's the hardest team to play in the competition? A number of them say the Warriors. They strangle you with their defence. Their defence is fast moving. There's not many gaps there, and they say they put a lot of pressure on you. So it's a good rap for them.
Wade Egan, try or no try?
I've got to try.
Gal?
Try. Every day of the week, isn't it?
There was no try.
Every day of the week.
All right, fight your case, you two.
His momentum doesn't carry. This is my argument, okay? Momentum doesn't carry him over the line. The ball carrying arm hits the ground. He then promotes it. Ready? 1, 2. There's 2 movements there to me. To me, that's a double movement.
How hard did he hit you in the second round?
Okay, anything I said then is not true. Did momentum carry him over the try line?
He was reaching out, that's all. He's on his back. He's not put his arms...
The ball carrying arm hit the ground, Gus.
Not the upper part of his arm
Doesn't
there.
matter. That's carrying the ball hit the ground.
No, that's been a try for 100 years.
No, it hasn't.
It's been a try for 100 years, and it's a try in every grade of football on earth until you get to the NRL, until the bunker wants to have it saved.
It wasn't a try on the weekend, which is all that matters, and I don't think it was a try. I thought there was 2 movements there. I thought his arm hit the ground, he then promoted the ball.
Well,
if momentum had carried him over the line, try, okay? But I don't think it was a try.
That was a try, and the one that the Warriors scored at the other end was no try.
Yeah.
Where the bloke was tackled.
The
Knights.
The Knights.
Greg Marju.
Yeah, it was no
He hit
try.
the ground and then popped it up to Dane Gagai.
Even Gagai knew it.
Yeah.
Love the eyes.
No, it's a try. I'm with Gus. Try every day of the week.
Sorry, Gal, outvoted too.
Hey, I win. It wasn't a try. Go read the rule books.
It'll
read
change.
the rule books. Look at.
It'll change this week.
Well,
Ask Api when he comes on.
The argument we're having right now, I win because it wasn't a try on the weekend. That's all that matters.
Now, Adam O'Brien, week from hell leading into that match, and then
He can throw a punch, Sonny Wilmer.
He's certainly connected.
Why didn't you go to the HIA?
Didn't need one.
We should have had 15 minutes off.
The final they went for 16.
You might have had to have 11-day stand down.
Oh, too good. Adam O'Brien, toughest of weeks leading in, then of course all the player illnesses, injuries, etc., etc. And then you talk about players coming, going, and the talk around Kalen Ponga, but there's a list that's been compiled here, which it makes for ugly reading because there's so much work that's there to be done, even beyond Adam O'Brien as well, even if he does officially part ways with the club, about retaining and also bringing in talent because you look at some of these players that they've lost, Cam, over recent times, and a lot of them have gone on to do great things wherever they've gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly when you look at through like the key position players, Kurt Mann, Jake Clifford, Connor Watson. There's a couple of guys there playing State of Origin football at the moment. And I reckon they'd be pretty handy inclusions into this Knights outfit at the moment, which I think at times in those key positions, they Yeah, they just lack a little bit of class at stages of the game. But there is that team there that would compete with most teams in the competition right now with the talent that's been lost to Newcastle.
Yeah, is the head coach at Newcastle responsible for roster management?
No.
Is he responsible for salary cap management?
No.
What's he responsible for?
Coaching them.
Coaching, all right? Coaching's not the issue up there. It's not the issue, and it's not the solution either. Sacking your coach is not the solution. It rarely is. So, you know, anyway, all the scuttlebutt we got last week, nothing's happened this week, so there we go.
Watch this space to see where it goes. I tell you what, there's an intriguing storyline that could play out, though, come finals time. If Panther faces Warrior and Tanner Boyd, heaven forbid, whether he gets injured or ends up through form getting dropped, the next one in to that jersey.
Cleary.
Jet Cleary.
Is he the next man up?
Well, they're down to... They're apparently killing it in New South Wales
They're
Cup.
flying. And they've won 6 or 7 in a row in New South Wales Cup. They're flying. He's apparently
having
playing
a ball.
well.
Could you
Wouldn't
imagine?
that be a story?
Oh,
Well, it's a good story. I think Tamare Martin will be the next one in, but, you know, we'll go with Jet at the moment, who's doing extremely well in the reserve grade, making a name for himself. Yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it?
I haven't seen a lot of him play. You would have seen a little bit of
Goes
Jet
good.
play. Yeah.
Goes good.
Similar to Nathan? No? Different player?
Yeah, they look alike.
That's about it.
Who would have thought, eh? Brilliant. He
plays good.
He goes good. All right, who knows? We're just spitballing that one. Stay with us. You're watching 100% in just a moment. Api Koroisau, he is here to talk all things Tigers after that memorable and occasionally ugly victory over the Gold Coast Titans. Stand by for the great man himself right after the break.
Waikato, the hill is packed. He always draws a sellout crowd. And Adam Doueihi got us underway here. Well, come back to the left edge. Here's May to May. May he go all the way. Koroisau, faint in a double block play. Doueihi, May, Skelton got it down. It was a very even between the two teams. Brimson showing it. He splits everybody and puts the Gold Coast back in front. And leaders out. Back to the left-hand side they go. Bula, Taylor May gives it to Skelton. Skelton goes in. We're locked up here in Tiger Town.
I was at captain's run here yesterday. Let's say Adam Doueihi was practicing from this field position.
Strike is on its way, but a miss to the right-hand side. Doueihi showing it into space, goes for the corner, chopped down there by Brimson.
Doueihi wants it.
Goes out the back, Adam Doueihi, a wobbly old kick, but it's there! Unbelievable scenes here at Leichhardt.
Oh, Leichhardt at its best. A Sunday arvo, blue skies, a Tigers victory on the buzzer. Labelled their worst performance of the year by the coach, Benji Marshall. But a crucial 2 points nonetheless. I'm pleased to say our star in the spotlight tonight is their number 9, Api Koroisau. Great to see you, Api.
Thanks for having me, boys.
I'll tell you what, that picture behind us, she's a beauty and sums up exactly what unfolded there yesterday. You don't get too many games there, but does it get any better?
Nah, it really doesn't. That crowd, they always show up for us, and it doesn't matter how we're travelling, you know, they're always there to support.
What was it you think in the end that Benji wasn't so fond of from yesterday?
Mate, yeah, I'm not looking forward to video tomorrow. I'll tell you how much, but, mate, yeah, it was like there was so many things that did go wrong, and you know, barely stuck to the game plan. But yeah, at the end of the day, got the 2 points, which is most important.
Api, just on bench, like, how do you think he's going with his coaching role at the Tigers?
I think he's gone great. I think he's had a bit of adversity, as most coaches do, but I think he's holding his head up, rolling with the punches at the moment, and yeah, I think he's doing the best he can. To be honest, I think we can help him out a bit more too.
I think at the end of the day, it wasn't a high completion rate from both sides, but at the end of the day, 2 points is 2 points, a win's a win. But Taylor May, he's been out for a fair while, had a few issues, but look, I think he's a really good player. How's he been going at the club? How's he fit in?
Yeah, he's been good. Obviously, he's still finding his feet around the boys. You know, he's just come in. It's like, new school, so he's just finding his way. But, mate, he's an incredible athlete, and he showed that on the weekend. It's been 2 years since he's played a game, and, he's obviously one of our best players on the field.
Now, what about, I've got to ask you, do you guys have a set for a field goal? Because the setup for a field goal yesterday was just all over the place. Honestly, I'm watching it on TV thinking, just take 2 or 3 to the 20-metre line, 15 metre, and kick a field goal. He's all over the place.
Right.
I mean, the play of the ball when he kicked the field goal was on the sideline, 1 metre out from the try line.
I think we made a half break just before it, so it sort of all just got scrambled, and it was quite windy too, so we knew we needed to get close, but yeah, no, there was no field goal set there. We were just playing
Have
the
you got
footy there.
one? Have you got one?
We do.
You got to play.
Is Adam Doueihi the one that kicks it? If you set up properly, he's the one that's going to take the shot?
Yeah, him or Jerome, depending on where we are on the field, but yeah, usually set up for him.
And that was his first ever in the NRL yesterday too, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mate, he's going good. I know he's had a few injuries over the years with knee problems and that, but he's played a number of different positions. Centre, he's now playing lock forward, but he's going really good for you guys. Is he one of the real leaders of the club?
He definitely is. He definitely is, and he's had a huge last month for us. You know, like you said, he's played everywhere. He's just fit in for the team, real team first kind of guy, and yeah, he's obviously been one of our best too the last month.
A lot of player movement in your time there at the Tigers, and it's been a struggle. Jerome Luai was obviously a big purchase this year. What has he brought to the club?
To be fair, mostly his professionalism and his competitiveness. Like every day at training, you know, he's going at someone, he's having a dig. Yeah, he doesn't let anybody up either on mistakes, and he wants, you know, real professionalism and understanding of roles. So yeah, he's been huge for us.
You have improved a lot since last year. I think the performances this year, what have you won now, 7 games or something or other?
So, yeah.
But it's also in the other games too. There's been a huge improvement across the board with the football that you're playing, and there's stickability in games as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've only been within 2 or 4 points for maybe 4 games this year, which, you know, is a big difference for us. And yeah, like you said, we're just playing better footy. Obviously, you know, the last couple of weeks we haven't played our best, but, you know, we're in there, we're in the fight, and, you know, that's all that matters to us at the moment.
Gus just spoke about player movement, Api. There's been a little bit of talk about your future at the club, potentially staying on. Any sort of progression there at all?
Yeah, look, I love this place, I love this club, and, you know, I'd love to, you know, end my career here when time does come. But yeah, at the moment it's all positive talks. But yeah, nothing set in stone yet.
How many more years, you reckon? Gus, I'm asking for Gus.
Oh. How old did you go to? We'll try that.
37.
Nearly there.
Look, a couple of the young guns have moved on, but seeing Lachie Galvin do what he did for the Doggies on Saturday night, how does it make you feel as a former teammate of his?
Yeah, to be fair, just happy for him. You know, I know there was a lot of noise in the media when all this happened, so just to see him playing good footy and, you know, do that for himself, you know, that would have been big for him and obviously big for the Dogs. So yeah, it's all good, and, you know, we're all happy for him too.
And young De Silva getting his go at the Eels as well.
100%. He's a great kid, man. You know, great young talent as well, so good to see him getting some minutes.
The young guys coming through, are they different to the older school blokes? Are they watching that much footy outside of, you know, their own game?
Hey, they're completely different to when I started.
Yeah?
Yeah. For us, when I first started, it was all about, you know, team bonding sessions, I guess, every week, whereas, you know, young kids these days don't even drink.
What about Terrell, mate? Like, he's been outstanding for this year. He's really led the way in the middle of the field, and I think if you win that battle in the middle of the field, you give yourself half a chance of winning. What's he like in and around training? Because you see him on TV at times. He seems a bit different, to be honest. A little bit different, but on the field, he's going outstanding.
Mate, off the field, he's himself, 100%. Yeah. He's so genuine. He always himself. He doesn't shy away from that as well, you know. And that's how you build trust. You know you can trust him and what he's about. So, and then on the field, he just turns it on. Yeah. You know, he's so fit. He carries so hard every time, and like you said, helps that middle battle.
How's his fitness at training? Because a lot of time I see guys who can do things on a rugby league field. You see them at training, they're no good.
He's the opposite.
Is he? He's good everywhere.
Mate, everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. Okay. He's fit. I think he used to train with his brothers all the time too. You know, off season and away from footy. So he's got it all.
Okay. How big can Dream Bula be in the game in the NRL?
Mate, he's still so young right now.
Yep.
Still so raw, learning his craft. So honestly, I think he can be the best number 1.
Just seems to come so naturally for him.
Honestly, it does. Even when he's in a full sprint, he just looks like he's gliding. Must be a Fijian thing. I must have missed that one. But he's, man, he's so special, even off the field, man. Such a great guy.
Panthers this Saturday. Couple of old mates on the other side. How's that going to sit with you?
I love these games. I love playing against the boys, and especially the ones that you know. So yeah, got a lot of great memories with Penrith, but you know, you just love going up against them and trying to get that W against them too.
Jerome will enjoy it. So too Sooty. The chirp will be here in full flight. Yeah,
mate, it never stops. Honestly, they're the best too. With you know, just that competitiveness, and they love it. So I'm excited, man.
Well, they only just got you. Round 14, so back for more. Should be a belter, mate.
That's right. Looking forward to it.
Good on you, the Tigers. So wooden spoon forgotten now. Still into the chance of finals footy too, Api?
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly how the math works out, but, I think we're still in there with a chance. And, mate, all the boys are so keen and ready to go. Only got, 7 rounds left or something, so the boys are keen.
All right, do it for those fans, mate. Congratulations on what's happened so far. Good to see you here.
Thank you.
Api Koroisau, our star in the spotlight here on 100% Footy. Stay with us. More to come in just a moment. Yes, the good father, the goat and gal. A bit to dissect right here on 100%.
They play the ball. It's with Salmon. He goes to Galvin. Galvin delays the pass. Floats it over the top. Will Palmer scores in the corner. They're in the Bulldogs. They're in front. 2 minutes to play. It's 20 points to 18. Get the Karen.
Some moment for the rising star of the National Rugby League, Lockie Galvin, helping guide the Dogs to a dramatic win over the Dragons. So let's get into it. The good father, the goat and gal. Yeah, play that tune, baby.
We need a new tune next week.
No. I love it. It's brilliant. All right, let's get into it.
We mightn't be on next year.
What was after that trip to Thailand? Gus, Lockie Galvin, what was it? Is it relief, happiness, elation that you feel in that dying moment when he throws that big Harbour Bridge pass and the doggies get home?
Well, just happy for him, but it sort of establishes everything I've thought about him. When the game's on the line, and the boys will sort this out, when the game's really on the line and the pressure's there and the scoreboard pressure and everything like that, there are some players that want the ball in their hands and there are some players that probably back away a little bit and leave it to others. And he's one kid that wants the ball in his hands. He's going to find himself in that position a lot of times in his career. He's going to get it right, he's going to get it wrong, but he will keep coming to the game and doing it. And I think the coach summed it up best. I think what we saw from him the other night, regardless of what he did there in the last seconds, he'd already established himself earlier in the game that, he's part of the future of the club. And I was always very confident about that.
He's starting to look more settled in the Bulldogs' game plan. So when he come from the Tigers, very different game plan, very different style of football that they played at that footy club. It's a more controlled game that the Bulldogs play. So it's extremely different, or it can be hard to swap straight away. It's not a style of football that Lockie Galvin has played ever. So through his juniors and his time at the Tigers when he just started, or just cracked first grade, but you can see slowly with time at training, around the other players, spending time with Cameron Ciraldo and the other coaches, he's starting to understand, what patience brings to football, what patience brings to particularly that position in the halves, and you can see he's starting to make better decisions. Like when he first turned up, he was still a little bit erratic. There was a lot of passes hitting the ground around him, but those type of passes there, they're calculated.
I think
it's going to keep happening. I mean, he's a teenager. Oh, he's just
that's
20,
right. Yeah.
He's going to make mistakes.
I think the team's starting to get used to him as well. So my biggest fear for Lockie Galvin, I've got no doubt look, all due respect to Toby Sexton, I think he's a better player than Toby Sexton. I really do. I think he's better for the Dogs to be at number 7. But what I was concerned about is that the camaraderie of the team had been broken up a little bit. You start to lose a couple of games. I thought, well, this is going to, the media's going to jump on board. This could derail your season. But thankfully on the weekend, you come into the side, got to have a good win. And what I've impressed that last pass he threw, I was on the sideline of that game for doing radio, and there would have been 2 or 3 occasions they went to that edge and Sloan come up and in and jammed. And he noticed that. They went there again. He learned, he threw the pass over the top to set up the try. That's a smart football player. And could Toby Sexton have done that? Maybe he could, maybe he couldn't have. But as I said, my biggest concern was the fact that I was worried it was going to disrupt the harmony of the team. And maybe he did for a week or two, but seems to be things are back on track at the moment.
Yeah, I think our coaches have handled it really well. And there was absolutely none of that internally. That was a lot of stuff that was created by the media that perhaps they wanted to get out in front of it in case there was any signs of that. But there never was internally. The coaches handled it really well. Prior to that game, he'd come off the bench twice, played the last 20 minutes to train with the team and get a feel with the team. And I think he went on at lock forward. He played a little bit of 5'8" at some stage. The 2 games where he played 80 minutes were where we were without rep players, which gave him a chance to get out there. And 80 minutes on game day is worth 3 months of training sessions to get out there and play with them and feel a part of the team. And they decided that after the Origin series, when the side got a little bit back stronger, that was the time to make the decision and go. And Toby's handled it really well too. Like, Toby's accepted it, and he's been a really big part of helping prepare the team every week. He's a great kid, Toby Sexton. We've loved for what he's done for us, but thankfully he's got a really good job over in France now. And you know, for the rest of the season, if everyone stands up, it'll be Lachie Galvin that sort of leads the team around. What the future holds for him, I keep telling people, we've signed him for 3.5 years, not for 3 months.
No, that's right.
This is... He's
got
got a long way to go yet. He's got a long way to go yet.
Geez, you'll have fun on Sunday, Gus. It's the 30-year celebration of that Seagulls Bulldogs grand final. Allianz Stadium. This is 9 Sunday footy, live and free from 3:30 with Denica and the team. And what are you expecting crowd-wise for the occasion?
Well, I hope everyone turns up. It's a great celebration of the 95 grand final. Manly and the Bulldogs, 2 great supporter bases, Sunday afternoon football. This was a game that the club had sort of arranged to maybe take to Perth. It was going to be one of their travel games. But it then decided they wouldn't take it to Perth and they'd bring it back to Sydney, and we'd try Allianz Stadium to see how our members liked it. So hoping to get a big crowd there on the weekend. All the 95 stars from Manly and the Bulldogs will be there to celebrate.
How good.
And yeah, it should be a great afternoon entertainment. Manly, they're in great form. They beat the Storm on the weekend. Remember that semi-final last year between the two clubs was absolutely cracker in front of 60,000 out there at the stadium, so hopefully something similar this week.
Alrighty, moving on to the next topic. Gus sort of alluded to it there, Kev.
Yes.
Crikey, Saturday night, few saws coming. Manly Seagulls knocking off Melbourne.
Didn't see it coming at all. No, I think I was sitting at home on the couch with the family and a little bit in disbelief, really, at what was happening. Craig Bellamy, he was extremely disappointed with the way that they handled this match. You know, come up with some brilliant efforts, some brilliant tries, but just their execution and some decisions they made throughout the game. And I think Craig may have mentioned that, just the way that they're playing at the moment is just not up to scratch, and at times, I guess, dumb, for want of a better word, just the way they're going about things. And if you look at the past few games, they've been really scrappy. I know they've been missing a few of their big name players, and they've had sort of a difficult period through this representative weeks with Origin, but so have a lot of other clubs. It's a concern that they're not getting the job done the way they should be getting it done. Like clinical, when you think about Melbourne Storm and you think about Craig Bellamy coach sides, very clinical, very ruthless with the way they go about things. They're just not doing that at the moment.
What was the coach's reaction to the penalty at the end of the game?
The Harry Grant.
Yeah. Because for me,
I think it was he.
Look, for me, it's not dangerous. This is what I'll tell you what gets me about this, right? We want to do so much to protect these kickers and playmakers, right? What we can't do anymore is basically touch kickers. But what a kicker can do is put the ball up 20 or 30 metres in the air with a fullback or a winger standing underneath it helplessly and get pulverised by 2 or 3 players sprinting down there.
That's the thing.
That's what I don't understand. Yeah. We're trying to protect the kickers. We don't want to touch the kickers or hurt them at all, but they can put the ball up and absolutely get in and destroy one bloke standing there on his own.
Well, what the game is saying is that the kickers are in a vulnerable position, right? But so are fullbacks.
100%. They're standing there helplessly waiting to catch the ball and they get hammered.
And if you look at tactics of the game now with kicking, every team has got the same kick plan. So you make your way downfield and then you kick high. So it gives your chasers time to go down there. Then you usually got a 100-kilo back rower or a 100-kilo centre flying down and just nailing the fullback.
A winger and a fullback.
He's pretty vulnerable. Right. He's just got eyes for the football.
I think it should be if it's dangerous. Now, that's not dangerous. We can clearly see that he's not going there to hurt him. He's going there to put pressure on him to try and stop him kicking the field goal. And he's barely touched his leg on the way through. Yep. And it's a penalty in front of the post that cost him the game. I think it's ridiculous.
Yep. Do I need to ask us?
Eh? No. Well, I'm dumb. I'm a dinosaur. In my era, that would be laughable. But as 2 ex-players and 2 great ex-players, are you not embarrassed that decides a game of football?
100%.
Extremely embarrassed.
And I can understand. I was seeing
why isn't someone doing something about it?
Well, Gus, you said in your lunch break you'd go down and solve all the issues. We'll go down there and do it because you know what?
I'm busy eating lunch these days.
Well, I understand.
It's the only break I get all day.
I understand. We've seen ones in the past where players have gone at the opposition players' legs. Diving at the legs while they're kicking the ball. That's dangerous. I understand that. We've seen legs get broken. We've seen things go really, really wrong. Yep. That's dangerous. But I think we can see the difference between them ones and that one there. where it's not dangerous. You saw the reactions of the bloke who kicked it. Didn't even care.
No.
Turned around, knew he missed the field goal.
That's all I could watch in those replays was looking at Luke Brooks.
Yes,
he was just following the ball.
The reaction of Luke Brooks.
He didn't even
care.
Look for a ref. Didn't even think about it.
He turned straight around and had a look if it went over.
I think that says it all. If the kicker doesn't care, then why should anyone
exactly
else?
Right. I just can't believe it.
So if that happens on grand final day, they're going to award that penalty?
That's exactly what I thought watching it at home.
Are they going to award that penalty? And what are you supposed to do when the opposition player's kicking for field goal to win a game?
Well, and this is the thing, right? So it's minimal contact. In the context of our sport, that's very minor minimal, right? And as we said, Luke Brooks, he didn't feel that at all. He was more worried about where the ball was going. Is it going over the post or is it missing?
So, Your Honour, just to get the witness that you're embarrassed for the game that happens.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, of course you are.
We are.
Well, you've got big voices. You're bigger than me now. Go over there and get it sorted out.
No, we don't.
But to decide a game is embarrassing for the game.
I've got to ask, the Melbourne Storm now run to the finals. They've had to accept a 2-game ban for Nelson and that stray elbow. Doesn't make things any easier.
No, again, and it's one of those. Well, it was an unnecessary penalty, wasn't it? He didn't need to do that. It's doesn't look great. Was it worse than who wasn't in the Origin?
Was it
Lomax?
In the Origin, yeah.
Was it worse than that? Because I think Lomax only got a fine.
Yeah, I don't think it was worse than that. Look, and a lot of them ones. Did he know his head was there? Yes, I think he did.
Yeah.
Did he mean to hit him that hard? I don't think so. I think he's just trying to get him off. So I think the copper 2-match ban for that is pretty extreme.
When I watch the Melbourne Storm warm up, and I have watched the Melbourne Storm warm up for years and years and years, isn't it part of the play the ball process trying to get people off you that they do? They turn before they get back up?
I think everyone has that now.
Yeah, I think, it's part of what they do.
Yeah.
This one, he's happened to catch him a little bit with the elbow, but that wasn't his intention, was it?
No.
Not for 1 second.
No, the trying to get out of the tackle.
Trying to get out of the tackle?
No, it wasn't.
Of course it wasn't.
No. No, it wasn't. I agree with you.
100%.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
He misses Rooster this Thursday.
2 weeks, though.
And he misses the Eels.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks for that.
Don't start me on match review and penalties and fines.
Topic number three. Goodfather, Goat and Gal. The Kangaroos coach set to be unveiled, Kev Walters, and this will be, Gus, for the 3-match series, the tour of the UK against the Lions. What happens here?
What do you want?
Well, Kevy gets the job, and then what is it, a trial period? I don't really understand how it works.
I can't answer you.
Okay. Former Kangaroo, former Queensland coach.
So he hasn't signed for a 2 or 3 year period. It's just one series.
They're giving him the three games. It's something we haven't seen before.
Okay.
It's a Kangaroo Tour, isn't it?
I'd assume it'd be for the Ashes series.
Yeah, for the Ashes
Kangaroo
series.
Tour, the Ashes series.
Yeah, the Ashes series.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's been no sort of details given around, I guess, the terms of the contract as a Kangaroos coach, apart from saying it's a 3-match agreement. Whether that's on results of the Ashes series against England, if Australia win, I'd like to think they will.
Oh, little Cam.
There he is. I'd like to think they will. And, I think Kev will do a great job. He did a great job. I was lucky enough to be coached by Kev 2016 and 17 in the Queensland State of Origin side. We got a couple of series victories there, and I think he'll do a really good job.
Good on Kev for getting the job. I think it's a great appointment. Did you ever go for the job? I know we spoke about it on this program.
Yeah.
Did you ever put your name forward or apply for it, or was there any discussion with anyone about it?
I had a phone call from Peter V'landys a couple of days ago. There was no formal discussion around me being the coach. There was no interview. I just spoke with Peter. He gave me a phone call just to let me know that the decision was made that they were going to go with Kev, and that was about it. That was about it. And I'm happy with that decision. I respect that decision. If I had the opportunity to put a case forward, I would have. But the decision was made by the game's hierarchy to go with Kevy, and I think it's a great appointment.
What about an assistant role? Is that something you would consider?
Well, that was mentioned in the phone call that could be possibly something to look at, but I haven't had any further discussions with Peter, with Andrew Abdo, or anyone in the NRL about that.
Wouldn't that be up to Kevy now?
Well, that's what I'd assume, Gal. If Kev's been appointed the head coach, that he could pick his staff and build a staff around him. But I don't know. Apart from that phone call from Peter a couple of days ago, that's about it.
All right, watch this space on that one. But Kevy bringing the energy as he always does. Well done to Kevy when the official announcement finally gets made. Now time for our Cash Converters conversion of the week, and we've got a bit of a build up to this one because Ruben Garrick against the Storm. Just watch him closely here, doing everything he can to try and play a part in the defence here, from one side of the field to the other, and making sure that the try scored in the corner. And of course, as you know, Cameron, the further away from the post the try scored, the harder the conversion. It misses, and then Ruben gets his chance, and despite the Seagulls,
he slots it.
Gets it done. So our cash conversion of the week. Look at those happy.
What's with the Seagulls in Melbourne? Why do the Seagulls come to the footy?
Is it the lights with the bugs? Is that what it is? Like the bugs
know,
fly around.
Someone said it was worms in the grass.
Well,
is it worms in the grass down at
Well, the hot chips are just tasty.
I'd assume so.
But there's always seagulls there.
Yeah. Well, the Yarra River's just behind the stadium, so maybe they're just...
So the seagulls live in the Yarra River?
Yeah, they do.
I thought they lived at the beach.
No, well, they just live where most waterways are. I don't know.
Oh my God. I thought they'd go back to St Kilda that night or something.
Well, the beach isn't that far away either.
Yeah.
How far? Who makes the decision?
4 kilometres?
As the seagull flies.
So who makes the decision with the birds that we have to go to Amy Park for the football?
It'd be the alpha seagull, I guess.
So he goes and they all go with him?
I think so.
The pelican. There's probably a pelican that leads.
They're over at the MCG as well. They're all in there.
How did we get here?
Funny place, Melbourne.
Kick the ball where the seagulls are because there's no footballers there.
It is.
That's what the rule is.
Great. Cameron, you've got a flight to catch.
I'm out.
Okay.
Thanks, Bryce.
Not right now. I've got to throw to the break first because your seat's going to be taken by Michael Chemers. Scuttlebutt Central on the other side of this break. Stay with us. This is 100% footy. Who knows where we'll go in just a moment.
You got a scoop for us, Gus? A scoop. You know something. You're not
I might be wrong. Why lose a scoop?
I've got to lose it. Well, it can only be done at the Dogs then if he's dealing in facts.
Don't start me on this.
Scuttlebutt Central, Michael Chemers has joined us now. Into you, Michael.
Hello, Brace. How are you, mate?
I'm very good. A bit going on. It's been a loose show, mate. So
I've noticed.
Let's get things back on track with some serious...
No massages here.
Scuttle. Not that we know of. The Hammer, set to pledge his allegiance to Samoa.
Well, potentially, yeah. He's giving consideration to playing for Samoa at the end of the year. Now, we know he's previously played one game for Samoa at the 2022 World Cup. I think he was injured, limited to one game, but he has played for Australia the past few years, and this is quite a significant moment, depending which way he goes, because over the next few weeks, I believe Payne Haas will pledge his allegiance to Samoa. Kev Walters has got his work cut out trying to convince him to stay and play for Australia, but there's also talk that Tino's giving consideration as well. So this is a massive blow for Australia if he goes down that path, because he was sensational for Queensland. At fullback, you'd imagine he'd challenge Dylan Edwards potentially for that number 1 jersey. A lack of centre options means he'll probably play in the centres though. But if he plays for Samoa, what a team that is looking like. Best case scenario for Ben Gardner. It's a pretty star-studded lineup. But at the moment, I spoke to his camp today and he's got all options open and discuss it as the season pans out.
Strong Pacific nations are what we want, I guess, along the way, but you obviously want to keep Australia strong while we're at it as well. Now, Adam Doueihi kicks the winning field goal yesterday. We know there's talks externally with another club at the moment. Is there a chance he could stay at the Tigers?
Well, there's definitely a chance. The Tigers have met with Adam Doueihi. They want to keep him. The original offer, I believe, was around $350,000. My understanding is they've upped that in recent days to maybe about $400,000, but the Dragons are circling. Adam Doueihi actually did a medical with the Dragons in the off-season. They were looking at him last season to join the club. He was coming back off an ACL, and it never progressed. Now the Dragons are back in again. We know that Jack de Bellin's heading to the Eels next year, and I think they were pretty impressed with what they saw with him at lock forward yesterday. Gives them an option, a ball-playing lock option, utility, he can kick goals. We know he can play in the halves, play in the centre. So the Dragons are having discussions with his management about bringing him to the club next year.
Okay, while we're on the Tigers, Dream Bula spotted watching a Bulldogs game. This is Scuttle at its absolute best right here.
Well, I said a few weeks ago that it was my understanding that his management was gauging interest ahead of November 1. But if you can't read into this photo, like if you're going to read into that, like you'd be more worried about what's happening behind closed doors than in front of thousands of people. Like Isaac Tungle was at the Tigers game at Leichhardt on Sunday, so all of a sudden, if you think he's going to the Tigers, you'd be kidding yourself. So I understand why people would talk about it, but as I said, I'd be more worried about what's happening behind closed doors and with that option there with the Tigers and what happens next year.
All right, keep parrying.
Unless Gus invited him, I don't know about it, so that would be interesting.
Well, what's the issue there, though? What is the actual issue? Just because he's there?
Well, over the weekend, a lot of people started, the photo surfaced and started to think, is he going to the Bulldogs? Is he going to be is he going there? But he's obviously supporting Lockie Galvin.
How long is he on contract at the Tigers?
Well, that's the part we don't know because there's an option in his contract for 27 and 28, and it depends on how much money. If the Tigers take it up, it's at 900,000. If he takes it up, it's 800,000. It's murky. But as I said, if you're going to go to a club, or if you want to test the waters, you don't go to a game and sit there in the open and make your statement. I know what it looks like, but as I said, friends are watching, friends all over the NRL at the moment. It's not an issue.
Yeah. Genuine scuttle, that one. Now, Daly Cherry-Evans, great seeing him smiling in Melbourne on the weekend with that win over the Storm. Is the deal with the Roosters still on the cards?
Yeah, look, my understanding it's a one-year deal. He'll announce that later in the year with a 1 year, well, continuing on as a coach. Now, Danny last week spoke about how, as part of Daly Cherry-Evans' role at the club, that he'll move into a coaching role once he retires. Now, this is unrelated, but it looks as though Cooper Cronk's time at the club is coming to an end. My understanding, he's been working as a halves consultant there for a number of years since retiring, and he wants to move in a different direction. He's got different interests in life around the corporate world, and at the moment he's sort of struggling to make commitment and time with the Roosters. So the club's aware of his feelings at the moment, and it looks as though Cooper Cronk's time at the club will be coming to an end as Daly arrives.
Okay, so there's a playing then a coaching role that we're expecting.
That's the understanding.
Unfold for him. Eels got the Raiders this week. Big Josh Papalii, he's had a year to remember and he's hoping to cap it with a premiership. Is he going to be hanging around in the nation's capital? Yeah, look, obviously we expected Josh to finish up and he was going to head over to England on a 2-year deal. Now, Josh has had conversations with the Canberra Raiders, opened the possibility about staying and whether that's possible. And the club's been, they want to be really respectful to Josh because obviously he's a fantastic stalwart for the game. He's been a great representative for that club. And they want to be respectful. If the possibility of him staying is there, well, then they'll try and make it a reality. But the issue is that if he does stay, they've planned for life without him. If he does stay, it means probably someone else has to go. So those conversations are ongoing at the moment. And both parties are making sure. Josh Papalii doesn't want to hurt the Canberra Raiders' future prospects as well. So they'll continue towards the back end of the year, but it's been floated at the moment as a possibility. A juicy one looking at the wider game at the moment. The NRL, they're forming a committee to have a look and a review into the salary cap. I'd love to get Gus's thoughts on this.
Well, he was supposed to be on it, but he brushed it.
Right.
He was on the committee. He was invited.
Okay.
Sure.
So tell us about the committee and then we can find out a bit more about that.
Well, the committee was formed to go over the salary cap and the way they... given them opportunity to revisit and look at the way they look at the salary cap and how they implement some of those things in there. And it's my understanding at the moment, one of the recommendations that could be put forward is around development of young players and incentivising it for the clubs who develop those players to make sure they're not losing their best players because they're going somewhere else. So at the moment, there's a $300,000 veteran and development player allowance. It's capped at $300,000, and it's my understanding that's 10%. I think they get as a dispensation if you are a player who's been developed by that club. So Nathan Clear, for example, if it's on 1.2, well then 120,000 will go towards dispensation, but it's capped at 300. So one of the recommendations will be to significantly increase that and make sure there's a greater chunk being put forward to those clubs to try and keep their young players there.
At what age do they have to be at that club to be classed as a development player? Like, for example, I'm thinking of myself. I was a Parramatta till I was 17 or 18 years of age. I debuted at Cronulla. So does that mean I would be classed as a Cronulla junior or a Parramatta junior?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I don't know where it stands right now, whether they have to get there. Harold Matts, SG Ball, lots changed over the years, but there's definitely an emphasis. And it's happened before. Clubs have pushed for this, but the clubs who buy players have fought against it. They don't want to be disadvantaged. And I think the ones who develop and try and feel as though they're losing players to other clubs.
Penrith Panthers, that's exactly
they're keeping them because they have success, right? But someone like
they've also lost to guys like Stephen Crichton. They've lost a heap of them. They've developed since they've been probably 10, 11, 12 years of age, up until first grade, turn them into superstars, and they can't afford to keep them.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about, being able to keep those players they've developed.
Yeah, and make sure you reward those players who develop. Do you believe this is the right model, Gus? Do you sort of need to incentivise this more for those clubs who do that?
Yeah, it's a small part of the overall thing. The reason why I pulled out of that committee was because the scope of the investigation was not extensive enough. And I said there was nothing I could contribute unless they wanted to go back and blow it up and start again, which they're not prepared to do, obviously. So all these other things are just cosmetic changes and aren't going to make a great deal of difference to salary cap management.
Is the overall process that broken, though, the overall system at the moment?
The whole thing needs to be looked at, from the power of player managers to the movement of players to the contracting of rookie players, the role that managers play in that. There's a whole range of things that had to be done right from the beginning the scope of this investigation wasn't extensive enough, so it's nothing I can contribute to.
Alrighty, finally, Mitch Moses.
Yeah, back this week for Parramatta. A couple of big ins for a couple of different clubs. Mitchell Moses for Para, and I'm hearing that Hugo Savala might be a chance of returning for the Roosters. Chad Townsend obviously played last week. I think the Roosters will make a change. It'll be Sandon Smith coming back into the team. He was pulled from New South Wales Cup, or it'll be Savala if he can prove his fitness. So he missed last week's game.
Good for the Roosters.
With a wrist injury.
Great for Para.
Massive for Para. I know, look, the season's gone, but in terms of combinations and getting a chance to see him with Joe Ash and what they can do, Jason Ryle's been quite bullish about the decision not to pick Dylan Brown, and Mitchell comes back and they get a bit of a glimpse into the future this weekend.
Scuttlebutt Central. Thank you, Michael.
Grace.
Michael Chemis joining us here on 100% Footy. We're in just a moment. We'll have our tab top 3. It's a goodie tonight. Stay with us. Tab top 3 time here on 100% Footy, and of course Try July we've been seeing some rippers, particularly in the NRLW for these post-try celebrations, and in amongst all this, wait for it, stand by, a bit of Coldplay vibing over the weekend that was. I love it, here it comes. Oh, we got there. That was a goodie.
Oh, wow.
Well done, ladies. Brilliant stuff. It's what we like to see. It's gone viral, hasn't it? Right throughout. It's
gone everywhere.
The weekend. I know, and I'm so glad people are dining out.
What do you find funny in other people's misery?
Oh, you've got to. I mean, yeah, other than the fact that the bloke lost his job and probably his marriage as well, but it was very funny to at least see. I don't know.
Fair dinkum. How's your luck going? How many at the concert? 120,000 at the concert.
What are the chances?
They put the jumbotron on you.
But you know the worst, they weren't in a box alone, so there must have been other people around knowing that what was going on.
Oh, they're all implicated, guilty by association now. Oh, this is brilliant over everywhere. Oh, see, it's a good. See, this is sport.
It's never ending.
Sport just dining out on it right around the world. Oh. Yeah, it's tough going.
You're right.
I love that.
Laughing at other people's misery.
Yeah, no,
nice.
now I'm kind
it's
of
not nice. Yeah, I feel bad.
Yeah, okay,
it's not
right.
nice.
Let's go on to our number 2 in our tab top 3 today, and sticking with the NRLW, a buzzer beater. This one stings, Gus.
Yeah, right on the line. It was a great game. 14 all right up to it. Bulldogs had a conversion, two conversions hit the upright, and a field goal hit the upright to get the victory. And in the end, the last seconds of the game, I think there was about 3 seconds left on the clock when she sprinted over there. Terrific game.
Can't go past our number 1, though, from the NRLW moments of the round. And Jamie Chapman, the superstar that she is, over for a try. But look, the celebration is about 20 times better. 3, 2, 1. Once we get there. Da-da-da-da-da.
She's a star, isn't she?
And yes. Don't try this at home, kids.
Oh, wow. Holy.
That's Nathan Blacklock material.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's unbelievable. Look at that. Boom.
And there's more cash in the kitty for a great cause. So well done. Brilliant stuff. Try July in full flight. The NRL ladies embracing it and some. Stay with us. More to come.
Did you do a try July when you won the fight? You didn't do anything, did you?
I was happy to get in and out alive. That's it.
See you in a minute. Welcome back. Tip time here. Gal, who you got this weekend on 9?
Storm, Bronco, Dog.
Done. For you, Gus?
Rooster, Bronco.
And Dog. All right, beautiful.
Cameron Munster's not playing this week.
3 ripping matches, though. Thank you, Gal. Looking good, mate. Gus, well done on the 2 points. Thanks for your company. Catch you next week. Bye-bye.
It's only early.